Souveniring is as old as history. Souveniring is the unauthorised taking and the unsanctioned acquisition of items for personal use, as aid memoirs, as things to be deposited in institutions. The first example I have here today is a set of amulets. They're little figurines. They were acquired by an Australian soldier by the name of Frank Shaw during his time in Egypt. Frank wrote back regularly to his father in Melbourne, and we have a letter, and he describes these objects, which he said were acquired from a tomb, along with a piece of pyramid. Now, these amulets are religious objects, they're magical objects, items that represented various gods and forces. The amulets and the letter were all stored in the cigarette tin. That's how they arrived at the library. So this is another First World War collection, and a lot of the material here comes from Lemnos. Soldiers who were wounded or soldiers who were returning were often stationed or recuperated on Lemnos. A lot of the items that you see here today were items that were given to a nurse by the name of Sister Evelyn Hutt, who was both a photographer and a nurse who worked on Lemnos, and those objects have found their way into the collection. One of the major items that we do have here is what's called a small pocket Quran. We know it was acquired in 1915. The soldier who had it has written his name in it, and he's noted that it came from Lone Pine. And Lone Pine is particularly important because it was a major scene of engagement between Turkish and Australian forces. This one, Quranic verses, obviously belonging to one of the Turkish combatants. So contemporary collecting practices mean that we wouldn't now collect items with dubious provenance, but many of the souvenired items that we do find in the collection, they were personal objects, they were religious objects. How we deal with them is with respect. So we certainly try and work with communities to make sure that how we treat objects, how they are managed and housed is done in consultation